You are not remembered for what you have, but for what you are. Every man fears being forgotten. But what if I told you that the secret to being unforgettable lies not in chasing, but in becoming? This is Mindset for 04, where we decode the psychology of lasting impact. Today, we uncover the 5 traits that make a man impossible to forget. The problem: modern men are taught to be impressive, to showcase wealth, status, or charm. Yet these are fleeting. The woman who meets 100 confident men will remember none. Why? Because the mind does not store data, it stores meaning. And meaning is not built on performance, but on presence. Enter the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." The traits that last are not actions, but states of being. The first trait is emotional sovereignty. A man who cannot be swayed by external drama, who remains a calm center in the storm, creates a gravitational pull. He is the rock she returns to in memory. This is not suppression, it is mastery. Psychology calls it self-regulation, the ability to control impulses and responses. When you are the same in victory and defeat, you become a symbol of stability. That is unforgettable. The second trait is purpose. A man without direction is a ship adrift, interesting for a moment but forgotten when the tide turns. Purpose is the compass that gives meaning to every action. It is not about career success, but inner mission. When a man pursues his own path with relentless focus, he becomes magnetic. The woman does not need to be his purpose, she witnesses one in motion. That is powerful. The third trait is integrity. Not just honesty, but congruence between words and deeds. The Stoic principle of living according to nature means aligning your actions with your values. A man who stands by his principles, even when inconvenient, earns deep respect. Psychological research shows that consistency is a key component of trust. And trust is the foundation of lasting memory. The fourth trait is silent strength. The ability to endure hardship without complaint. To protect without seeking credit. This is the strong, silent type archetype, but with depth. It is not about being cold, it is about being unshakable. When a man can sit with pain and not let it distort his kindness, he becomes a refuge. That is not easily forgotten. The fifth trait is transcendent vulnerability. This is the paradox: the strongest men are those who can show weakness wisely. Not as a cry for help, but as an honest sharing of their humanity. Stoicism teaches that we are social beings, and true connection requires authenticity. When a man reveals his fears or doubts without clinging to them, he allows others to see his soul. That leaves a scar in memory. This is not for everyone. If you seek the 1%, join the 404 Society by subscribing. Now, the psychological deep dive: why these 5 traits work together. They create a pattern of a high differentiation. The mind remembers what is unique. In a world of conformity, a man with emotional sovereignty stands out. Purpose gives him a narrative. Integrity makes him reliable. Silent strength gives him depth. Vulnerability makes him real. Together, they form a gestalt that is larger than the sum of parts. Practical application: cultivate these traits daily. Practice emotional sovereignty by pausing before reacting. Set a purpose you work on every day. Align your words with your actions. Train your endurance by facing discomfort willingly. And share your authentic self when the moment calls for it. Start small. One trait at a time. Final transcendence: the man who becomes these traits no longer seeks to be remembered. He simply is. And that is the ultimate trap: when you stop trying, you become unforgettable. This is the wisdom of the 404 Society.